Hi, good evening. I'm Catflea Massacre. I'm going to do a couple of poems, a couple of songs, and then a couple more poems. This is the first one. It's about my mate John. Some people like to do no more than a standard one on top. Some people like to put their keys in a bowl if they've got a wife to swap. Some people like to dress in leather and get whipped up on the arse. Some people like to stand outside and stare inside of cars. Some people like to be in cars while others stare through glass. Some people like to writhe and twist and do it all en masse. Some people like to be outside, hidden behind a grave. Some people like humiliation and act just like a slave. Some people like to be alone, staring at a screen. Some people like to fill their holes with a squirt of squirted cream. Some people like to be very quiet, and some they like to shout. Some people like same-sex sex and they are proud and out. What this shows is we're all the same, each with similar desire to procreate and hunt for mates before we all expire. But I will leave it with a case to show how this can vary. Some people like a clean-shaved fanny, but my mate John, he likes them really hairy. Thank you. The next song, the next poem I like to do is about one of my, it's a traditional English dish. It's fish and chips. It's one of my favourites. Friday night, sitting in front of the telly, fish and chips. So this is my ode to the Great British meal. Fish and chips are a great British feast, eaten by most, some in their homes and some on the street. We like it when they're covered in stuff. I like them best when they're eaten from my wife's muff, fin-themed plates. But some people like to eat them in their natural states. I love fish battered but only lightly covered, and when it's sustainable and not one dolphin has suffered. But don't put vinegar on it, that's a disgrace. Cod, haddock and salmon in a posher place are spoiled when wet. They turn all soggy, and you lose most of the batter, and the fish feels all floppy. It's better than telling when you observe the chip shop. Everyone expectant watching the guy do his job. The bubble of the fat, the battering of the fish, the sound of the paper, all make the dish. And when wrapped up all toasty and hot, you drive home with them on your lap. They warm your legs and your cock. Thank you. I like to play a couple of songs now. This one's about sweet dreams. 17th of July, oh what a day. It's the way that I wanted it to stay. Asleep on the sofa, dick in hand. 'Cause these are the dreams that we all understand. These dreams are only natural, we can't help what we do. It's just like all of us, and to sit down when we poo. There's nothing more in it, so there's no need to hide. Even a Pope has these dreams and ain't battle through bromide. It can happen to a man every time he closes his eyes, so it should never come as any big surprise. And here is a warning, and here you must trust. Don't ever fall asleep when you are on a bus. Don't ever fall asleep when you are on a bus. So when I finish here and head off home, ready for my bed, and the days are turned and certainly well tread, I'll close my eyes and dream of something good, and I won't be embarrassed when I'm waking up with wood. And I won't be embarrassed when I'm waking up with wood. No, honestly, it's the really gentle ditty. This is about a bit of meditation. Sometimes when I get angry, I write angry poems about politicians. Sometimes when I'm nice and mellow, I write nice songs about love, roses, puppies. And sometimes I get into a nice meditative state and I write about this. When I get tired and I make my way home, I kick off the outside and I put my slippers on. Forget the worries that I have paid to fix. Head into the kitchen and I open up the fridge. I like to contemplate on custard, 'cause I really love the colour. I'm so glad that it's yellow, 'cause if it was blue it would be much duller. Steam cleanses your throat and it clears out your mind. Stare at the dried skin while the fibers are entwined. Yellow washes over you with its calming influence. Fills your nostrils with its loving fragrance. I love to contemplate on custard, 'cause I really love the colour. I'm so glad that it's yellow, 'cause if it was blue it would be much duller. You feel so deep and profound, it sends your senses swirling round and around. I can hang my head over a bowl for an hour. I don't care if it's tin boxed or a powder. When I'm in the zone and everything's gone, it's so good to be on your own, the only one. Staring yellow lips that huge frown. The doctor says it's safe as long as I don't drown. I love to contemplate on custard, 'cause I really love the colour. I'm so glad that it's yellow, 'cause if it was blue it would be much duller. 'Cause if it was blue it would be much duller. Thank you. Right, this song's about my nightly nightmares where I go to the co-op. I love the co-op, but I hate the chocolate aisle because you never know what it is. You never know what you want to buy. So you stand there, you look at all the shelves, and everything's just crying out to be picked up. And every night I go through it and I hate it. And it's just this ritual, and all the women, they stand there and they laugh at me. They know what they're doing. I'm sure they put more out when I get in there. So this is a song about chocolate. As my marathon Twix and Bounty Tonic, Orpheus caramel, cream egg roll, and Stoffels Maltesers, Starburst jumps and chocolate thumbs, bonbons, fair, twill, Mojo's jelly babies and jelly beans, licorice It's got all sorts of dolly mixtures of blackjacks and plates, bridges and rebels, feast, polo, Yorkie, galaxy crew, and thunder that clanging delights, marriage lovers, girly whirlers, pineapple jungle nose, shredded mice. Because there's too many chocolates on the shelf. I managed to make a fool out of myself. Standing there in a confused state, never knowing what I'd like to eat. And all the colours and all the sounds and all the jingles of all the adverts come flying out and gelled into my brain. Hits me in the eyes, the cacophony of everything I've ever known about chocolate is there. And the mouth where says me, you better pick me, so three things, and work for and play. And the twig says to me, you better pick me, because I've got two fingers, and if you don't pick me, I'll give you two fucking fingers. And the cream egg says to me, you better buy me, because I'll be off the shelves for 2 days in September. And the bounty looks at me with its sexy little package and it says, you better buy me, because I've been rubbed on the breast of a Polynesian babe and she was all sweaty. And this is what's going through in my brain. This is what it sounds like. Because there's too many chocolates on the shelf. I managed to make a fool out of myself. Standing there in a confused state, never knowing what I'd like to eat. Thank you. I wrote that song years ago when I was fit, and it always knackers me out now. So I'm going to do a nice little poem, very simple one. It's about breakfast. I never used to eat breakfast until somebody told me it was the most important meal of the day, and I took that as a life lesson. I eat 2 bits of toast every single morning when I get up now. 8 toast, easiest thing to make. So I sit there with my toast. So here's a poem for toast and breakfast. The importance of breakfast cannot be overstated. It's the most important meal of the day. It'll set you up for what's to come, prepare your brain, activate your metabolism, and in your local co-op, they provide a great array. You can grab your bowl and fill it with cereal. You can have a slice of toast and a brew, a full English breakfast, a 3-minute egg. I have to have at least 1 cup of coffee, because that coffee kickstarts my body into needing a poo. Thank you. I'm going to do one last one. I'm a bit of a geek. People who know me say I'm an applehead. So I like your fruit, and I do. So, after 25 years of the internet, so I've been using it for 25 years, I'm going to write a poem about it. This is my poem dedicated to the internet. There's one line, I try and get my tongue around every single time. You'll probably spot that I still can't do it. The internet has been around for over 25 years, starting as file sharing aid for the universities. Professor 1 to Professor 2, then on to Professor 3, joining computers here and there, an information tree. They called it the World Wide Web, or the Internet for short. It could have been the information highway, or electronically driven transport. It's changed our lives, the way we think, even the way we act. It's been a revolution and a massive cultural impact. I remember it would take an hour to download a simple .wav. A provocative image would appear with such a time-consuming lag. The miracle of stolen music was such a combined sound, and it travelled down the telephone line. The concept so profound. As it grew and we all began to get hooked into the net, there was more entertainment on the line and on the TV set. A game or two, simpler design, would keep you up all night, then slowly evolved, and now there is every type of sight. There's chicks with dicks and tits with hair and people who marry goats. There's drainage switches and stupid cats at every type of court. There's wide-ass frogs that gulp down flies and images that linger. Rated poos, intellectual debate. Oh aye, and Charlie bit my finger. People under 30 don't understand how we ever really survived. They feel that all our childhood years were spent being deprived. But I enjoy watching it grow, and they don't know they're born. So I'll say good night now, toddle off, and go and watch some porn. Thank you, good night.